Yo, Kid-Based Guy here. Hey, so I want to start a discussion with you guys because I've been reviewing some pretty high-end speakers lately. The Perlisten R5Ms, the Arundel Monitor 8s, and the Slim 8. And I do most of my reviews, if not all of them, in my dedicated home theater because it's acoustically treated. It's a very small room, but it is acoustically correct. I do have a couple of other rooms that sometimes I do reviews in, including my triple the size living room, and then this room sometimes I do some bookshelf speaker reviews in. But none of my rooms are acoustically treated other than the dedicated home theater. So I was thinking, a lot of us spend crazy amounts of money on audio, on speakers, on processors, on high-end receivers. I have an Anthem AVM 70, which at the time was $4 grand. Some people have Trinovs, some people have Storm Audio, some people have Arundel speakers like myself that are $6 grand. Some people spend more, like the KEF reference line, upwards of $10,000, $15,000. But a lot of people don't spend hardly a dollar on acoustic treatment. And if you're spending that kind of money, you probably know that the room has the most influence on how a speaker sounds. You can have the world's best speaker, but if you put it in the room, it may be the world's worst speaker. So a lot of people don't spend any money on acoustic treatment or don't care to because of the aesthetic that it creates. When you put acoustic treatment in a room, you really get that music room, home theater room kind of feeling. And depending on what room you choose as your home theater or as your music room, you may not want that aesthetic. You just want the sound that comes with it. So my question to you guys, I want to hear your answers down below in the comment section, and I'll also give my thoughts on it. But the question is, are high-end speakers even worth it in an untreated room? Meaning, why spend 9, 10 grand, or even less? Why spend $2,000-$3,000 on a pair of speakers if the room is untreated? Is it even worth it? Are you getting your money's worth on a high-end speaker even in an untreated room, or are you best buying a $500, $600 pair of speakers in a room untreated? Or does any speaker need to be treated? I'm really I'm really curious to know what your opinion is on that. So for me, my opinion, I think every room, if you're serious about the audio that's going in that room should be treated. And I know putting treatment up is difficult because some people want to put family photos, or they want to put a photo of their cat, or they want to put some movie posters instead of acoustic treatment, or don't want to spend the money on a art that is also acoustic treatment because of the price or whatever, right? A lot of people have their reasons. Maybe you're in an open concept home, which a lot of homes nowadays, these modern homes, are open concept. It runs into the kitchen or the dining room. It's a big open space or vaulted ceilings or whatever. And sometimes there's so much room that acoustic treatment won't help it anyway. Well, I think acoustic treatment will help no matter what. But sometimes it just doesn't make any sense to put acoustic treatment in a room that is beautiful, elegant, nice chandelier. You just want to take that away from the room. So I get that. But is it worth buying speakers of expensive stature if you don't treat your room? I don't think it's worth it. If you're going to spend all this money on a set of equipment, whether that's speakers, a processor, a high-end receiver, I think you have to put in the budget and in the blueprint some acoustic treatment, because the speaker will not sound like the money that you spent on it. And you're going to cause yourself to want to continue to upgrade, thinking that the speaker or the equipment is the problem, when really it's just the four walls that surround it. All these hard surfaces cause sound to just bounce everywhere. Bass and treble alike, mid-bass, it doesn't matter. All these frequencies are bouncing around your room. Imagine an empty room, just four walls, a floor, and a ceiling, and you throw as hard as you can a couple bouncy balls. Let's say you have 5 bouncy balls in your hand and you just throw them. Those bouncy balls represent, let's say, 5 speakers you have in your system. Let's say you have a center channel, a front left, a front right, a rear left, and a rear right. You have a 5-channel system, not even counting the sub. Or you can throw a sub in there. Let's say you have 6 bouncy balls and you throw them as hard as you can in the room and you just watch them bounce around. right? You have all these bouncy balls just hitting different surfaces, pinging back and forth. That's exactly what your audio does against hard surfaces in your room as well. And what problems they cause is sometimes you can cancel out certain frequencies. So let's say one bouncy ball hits this wall, one bouncy ball hits this wall, and then they hit each other, and they just kind of cancel each other out, right? The same thing happens with sound, where sometimes you don't even hear the sound the speaker is producing because of the cancellations. Literally stops your ear from hearing that sound. Vice versa is also true, where you have too much energy in the room and now you're getting a lot of excited frequencies, mostly mid bass and low bass, where your room is just overemphasizing everything. So those bouncy balls are going crazy and all that noise is just exaggerated. And now you have too much of a good thing, which is equally as bad as not hearing that frequency at all. It's hard to fix. So let's say I put acoustic treatment in that same room. So now I have 5 panels on this wall, 5 panels on this wall. I put a rug down. Maybe if I can put some cloud acoustics up top above the ceiling. And I throw those same 6 bouncy balls. You're going to notice that you may hit a few surfaces, but those bouncy balls come to a stop a lot quicker because now we have soft materials, absorption material that stops those bouncy balls from bouncing around. It's the same thing with acoustics, the same thing with frequencies, with audio. Once those sound waves hit those panels, depending on what type you got, diffusion or absorption, they kind of minimize all that bounciness. So now the frequencies are playing at the right volume. Your speakers are now less influenced by the room. So that's kind of my analogy for you with the bouncy balls. That's the same thing happening with your audio. So if you don't plan to treat your room, don't plan to spend a lot of money on a speaker because you won't get your money out of it. Or maybe you do plan in the future, go ahead and get those speakers, but put in the budget some acoustic treatment. I promise you, those speakers that you already like, you'll love with a proper room. So I'm curious of your opinion on that. Are expensive speakers even worth it in a room that's untreated? I'm going to say no, but it can easily be fixed by putting acoustic treatment inside that room. It'll transform your audio system. It's just as good, if not better, than upgrading your speakers. No matter how much you upgrade speakers, if your room's not treated, your speakers will never perform to their best capability. So keep that in mind. If you're looking to buy some expensive speakers, prepare to buy some acoustic treatment. And mind you, acoustic treatment is a lot less expensive than the speakers you're buying. So if you think you can afford acoustic treatment, you can. They're very inexpensive. Panels, bass traps, $200, $300. Yes, you need multiple of them, but to get started is a couple $100 to get 1 or 2 of them nowadays. So you can get yourself some panels and make a huge difference in your room. That's K-Pace Guy's opinion. I want to hear yours down below in the comment section. Are speakers, expensive speakers, worth it in an untreated room? Let me know that down below in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. Road to 40K. We'll see you in the next video. K-Pace Guy out. Peace.